And here's Brooke. Everybody, please put your hands together for the tutors. We got 21 here. We should hear a round of applause for the tutors, please. There we go. So we are streaming live right now on YouTube and Twitch and Facebook. My name is Brooke Barcel. I'm with the Backline from Omaha, Nebraska. I've got a whole bunch of people here. Will you guys just shout out what city you are from randomly?
Chicago.
Salt Lake City.
New York,
New Jersey.
Cleveland.
UK.
So yeah, it's gonna be awesome. We all get 3 minutes. If you stick around till the end, we're gonna do a lightning round. Whoever's left will get another minute, and we're just gonna do joke after joke after joke, silly after silly. Chances are, like, all of these people are gonna. I don't know all of them, but I have a feeling. I have a lot of feelings, to be perfectly honest. If you want to know which ones specifically, all of the feelings, all of the time. Yeah. You guys ever take a personality test and they're like, whoa, one at a time, please. And they're just like, be you, be yourself. And then they're like, wear a mask. What do you even want? What do they even want these days? I know. Not to spread germs. Just gonna spread jokes, that's all. Spread jokes. I do share a lot about myself when I do comedy, so you could call me an open book. I spell my name with an E, although sometimes I'll spell it wrong and then I'm broke. I need at least 2 O's. Preferably like a whole slew of them would be nice. I mean, even one, but preferably at least 2. I don't like to tell dick jokes. That's not my style. I call them compliments. Or dick seriouses. And I wonder, like, if those hot yoga teachers, if they get the lesbians' hopes up when they say, go grab a block and a strap. Not the fun kind. I don't drink alcohol. I'm not allowed. I mean, I'm allergic. I get hives. Not good. All right, so we're going to do a lot tonight. We got, I think, 33 on my list tonight. So fuck yeah. Quick round of applause for your host.
Yeah, Brooke and Natalie.
Yeah, Natalie on tech. You can't see her on the live stream. She's working behind the scenes, making all of us look good. Looking good. So we're going to do on the whole is Max. On deck is Winston, our very first comedian. I met her in Omaha 2 years ago. Today we were cracking lobsters together face to face, but I haven't seen her in a while, except for Zooms. Thank goodness for Zooms. Please put your hands together. Welcome to the screen, Trish Sullivan.
Hey. So I'm celebrating a really big anniversary next month in July. It's my 25th, which is the silver anniversary. If you'd like to send me a gift, I wouldn't mind that at all. But it's the 25th anniversary of me leaving my husband. So that's quite a bit to celebrate. It's the best decision I've ever made. Excuse me, my kids have decided to call me now. All day long, no phone calls. Now they're calling me. So COVID continues to ruin my life. It's ruining some of my jokes, but especially the one that starts with, I'm afraid I'm going to die. Yeah, who cares, Trish? Everybody's afraid they're going to die now. So it's not a big deal. but I'm feeling Trey European today because, like the Europeans, I'm not letting Americans in my home. So you guys can just stay the hell away from me until this is over. So if 2020 were a physical object, I would set it on fire and dance around it in kind of an attempt to see if we can get rid of some of this weird shit that's going on. I don't know. So I'm a little older than most of the comedians you're going to see tonight. And by a little, I mean a lot. And there's a lot of advantages to being my age. People my age, we have fewer fucks to give. We also, on the other side, we have fewer fucks to get. So there's some yang there. Kind of moves it along. But one of the best things about being my age is that we didn't have to use dating apps and online dating. We met people the way God intended. Drunk in a bar, drunk at a party, drunk on a bus. But the best thing is nobody sent us dick pics. It's not that the technology didn't exist. There were Polaroid cameras, but the film costs like $1 a piece, which is like $20 in today's money. So, you know, the guy could take a shot, sit down, look at it. Oh yeah, that's a bad angle. Get up, do it again. Now he's $40 into it. If you're going to spend $40 on headshots, you should hire a professional. But if a dick pic is done by a professional, that's so impersonal. And if a dick pic isn't personal, what good is it? I'm Trish, and that is exactly my time.
Yeah, good job.
Yay.
Sorry, there's just like a lot going on. Those of you that are watching at midnight tonight, Eastern time, it's National Cum Day, but it's like comedy. It's French. It's for International Joke Day. So they're doing a 24-hour joke telling marathon. There's going to be open mics 24 hours the whole time. So like we're doing one in, let's see, 8, 10, 11, 12, 15 hours from now. We're doing another one of these, which is really, really, really cool. So the chats have just been blowing up. My gosh. All right. So on the whole is Paula. On deck is Bill. Sort of. Bill's on the whole. Max is on deck. Yeah. Multitasking is not my strong suit. I'd rather just focus on one, right? Just one thing at a time. Preferably a 6. Yeah. All right. Our next comedian, he's great. He's from, I think, like the Virginia area. Please put your hands together. Welcome to the stage, the very funny Winston Hodges.
Hey. Cool. Let's hop right into it. I'm originally from Farmville, Virginia. If you don't know anything about Farmville, Virginia, it's America's first 2-college town. It is also the only 2-college town in America that has an aggressive lack of education. Actually, it's actually pretty impressive. It's almost like both colleges were built to keep books away from the townspeople. That's pretty nice that they do that. It's just a bunch of libraries with armed guards keeping the Kurt Vonnegut books inside. It's like, don't let fucking Bill get it, baby. Farmville's like interesting because like my high school, I graduated with 38 other people that I knew from preschool through 12th grade. And every year my school would have the same fundraiser. Our fundraiser was the parents of the kids would bring guns to school and we would have a skeet shooting competition on campus. Yeah, that's what my school did. So the rest of you pussies didn't get to have guns at school. And my school was like, you better not bring guns unless you got enough to share. So you got enough for everybody. Bring some bullets in. That's a required school supply. It's pretty fascinating. Farmville's like interesting because like I'm used to like growing up around like, you know, just typical down home country sayings like learn English or get the fuck out of this country. So like I've never understood that. That's like a thing that racists say that I don't understand. Learn English or get the fuck out of this country. It's like, I don't know, man. I think moving to a foreign country and not learning the native language is like the most American thing you could do. Like, I think that is exactly it. Yeah. I know me. I know if I ever move to France, I'm not learning French one goddamn bit, actually. I'm going to urinate at the Eiffel Tower. I'm going to celebrate the 4th of July. I'm just going to be a big dick, is what I'm saying. Because I just look at it like, if bigots kept the same point of view for everything, like if they were consistent, I think all the interactions would be like this. It'd be like, hey, Marco, and you speak English? No? That's the spirit. Good for you. You really understood what we're about here in the great US of A. It's pretty exciting. I've got 30 seconds, so I'll just do this quick one and get out of here. I'm a hypochondriac, but I'm the type of hypochondriac where, like, I go to the doctor, I tell the doctor everything that's wrong with me, and my doctor sits me down and is like, Winston, you need to face the facts. This is all in your head. And I'm like, holy shit, it's a brain tumor. Oh my God. Why would you tell me that? You're a podiatrist. My feet hurt. You've been lovely. Be my friend on Facebook. And great show, Brooke. Thanks for everything.
Woo! Hands together for Winston, everybody. So funny. If I could do this in 8 seconds, I would say that Paula's in the hole. Bill Douglas is on deck. Our next comedian. She comes from New Jersey. It's my first time hearing her. As long as she keeps herself, she'll be good. Please put your hands together for Max Shepard.
Hey! You can tell I don't want to be in New Jersey right now. You can see the background, okay? I've had a problem with my iPhone 11 recently. When I look at it, it doesn't recognize me. It keeps sending me to the ISIS hotline. You know, I used to be able to look at it. Now I've got to finger it to turn it on. So it's been a fucking problem here. Sorry. You know, this whole COVID thing has really done something to my love life. I don't have to get dressed up or put makeup on or get ready for these guys since March. I just have to say I have a job. And the thing about it is we couldn't go out. I met a guy through COVID, you know, it was like, wow, you know, this is great. We didn't go out because there was no place to go out. So like, he's done my hair, he's done my toenails, waxing is great, you know. So we've had all kinds of amazing relationship. But you know, recently I told him that, you know, I got this little clip on my ear, like a cut. And he says, you know, when feral cats get neutered, they cut the ear and they send him out. So that's how I knew you were the one. I said, oh shit. I'm the next feral cat. I dumped him recently. You know, I work in education and it's been all about Zoom. You know, everybody's zooming in and zooming out, and we're not going to school anymore. And I haven't found the kids in the Zoom classes. I'm finding them on online games. So I'm kind of like sneaking into the online game. The vice principal's heading into the online games to find them, like get into class, you know. Bad humor, good humor. It used to be good humor ice cream. Now it's bad humor ice cream trucks because of freezers. It's been bad. Sorry. The guy I just dumped was telling me that he's got this translating machine, you know, that it doesn't go on your phone. You know, it's actually separate. It goes into 500 languages, and how cool that was. And I'm like, you know what? I have that in my sex toy box right next to my bed. So when I want to talk to someone, I have my translating machine. So I've already got that set, you know, it's our game. What else? I don't have a timer on me right now, so I can't tell you how far I've gone. So I don't know if you got. Oh, cool. I love this. This new medium has been amazing. I am going to end with that kids are like cars. The minute they come out of your stomach, they lose their value. Okay. When my son.
All right, thank you. Please put your hands together for Matt. Sorry, okay. We just used 2 minutes.
Okay, thanks.
you stick around, then we'll do an extra bonus round at the end. All
Okay.
right. Paula is stuck, but I told her that when she gets here, we'll throw her in. So that puts Dan on deck and Bill next. With KJ being on the whole. Our next comedian, this is the baddest practice. I'm getting it just all out of my system so that tomorrow they'll be like, yeah, that's the professional. That's the professional host. Okay. From Concord, New Hampshire, please put your hands together for Bill Douglas.
Hooray!
Good evening, everybody. My grandpa loved playing outdoor games with us kids, like hide and go seek, freeze tag, kick the can. And as he got older, we had to adjust the games for him. Like, because of dexterity problems, we had to switch from kick the can to kick the bucket. And I tell you, once we did that and Rick and Morty sent in, nobody, and I mean nobody, played freeze tag like Gramps. My parents were strong animal rights advocates, and they did not condone me spanking the monkey or choking the chicken. Fortunately, waxing the dolphin was okay. I hate it when I sneeze when taking a leak. Oh, the other day, a friend was over and he used my bathroom, and he comes out and he goes, "Hey, cool wallpaper in there. Jackson Pollock?" I hit myself. So one evening I got home from a day of golf, hop in the shower, I come out, my wife's relaxing in bed with a crossword. I'm thinking, oh, maybe I'll get. So I go for the clever approach. I plop down next to her and say, "Hey, honey, what's a 3-letter word for something I'm not getting much of lately?" She's like, "Par." So nouns. Nouns, are they a thing? Guess it's subjective. iPads and iPhones do not worry about being PC. I always stunk at the limbo. For once, I set the bar too high. Round and fruity. There. I just compared apples and oranges. So one of the elephants on the ark said to the other, "I'm squished." And the other said, "Relax. We're all in the same boat." I believe in closure. That's why I answer rhetorical questions. Thank you very much. I'm Bill Douglas. Thank you, Brooke.
Thank you, Bill. Keep it going for Bill. We got Noah. Noah's on the whole. KJ's on deck. Our next comedian comes to us from Manchester, Vermont. Please put your hands together for the very, very funny Dan Frank.
Hey, everybody. I'm from Manchester, Vermont. I've just been driving. I usually live in New York City, but I'm here right now with my parents. I've been driving a lot to nowhere because that's all you can do here. It's kind of like the first 3 years I had my driver's license again, doing nothing. The other day, an exciting thing, I went to a Panera with my mom. That was an hour away. It's the most exciting thing you can do in Vermont right now. When I was driving with her, she did this funny thing. A pedestrian cut us off when she was driving, and she goes, "Fucking pedestrians. I hate them." Like they were a race of people or something. I was like, "Mom, you're gonna be a pedestrian again one day. You're actually in like about 10 minutes, you're gonna be a pedestrian. Better check yourself real fast." I've noticed that I go to Google for all the questions that I used to ask God. I used to ask God things like, who am I? Now Google just gives me a BuzzFeed quiz telling me which character from The Office I am. I'm like, I'm Phyllis. Awesome. I loved how many people got that. So Phyllis. So I've been very bored in quarantine. I was so bored the other day I had a Mountain Dew. And while drinking the Mountain Dew, I read all the ingredients on the back of the Mountain Dew out loud to myself. It's been getting bad. Send money. Dan Frank 7 on Venmo. I was reading the ingredients on Mountain Dew, and there's like chemicals in like soda, right? Like, and it has like these big names and stuff. So on the ingredients, it'll list a chemical, then it'll put an excuse next to the chemical. It'll say like erythropic acid, and then in parentheses it says to preserve freshness. It's kind of saying like, this is probably used for your car, but we just want you to know why we're using it for this. They don't do that with all the things. They don't do that with sugar. Like they don't say sugar to get you to drink this. The other day I bit the side of my mouth, and it's not the other day, it was 2 weeks ago I bit the side of my mouth. It was the worst thing that's ever happened to me because it still hurts, and I think it's God punishing me for being gay. I think this is it. And you know what? Checkmate, God. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you. Put your hands together for Dan. Woo. Thank you, Natalie, for the tech job. We've got Eduardo on the hole. Noah Saunders is on deck. Our next comedian is the queen of radical comedy. Comes to us from Chicago. Please put your hands together. Welcome to your screen, KJ Whitehead.
My time is now. Great to see you all. Someone asked me, I think they asked me what do my initials stand for, K and J. It stands for Coochie Chikulia Juniper. So basically, I love saying that. I thought about it. Maybe I will have it so that white people could keep mispronouncing it. I just love the idea of that so much. Keep doing it. Feel bad about it. White guilt is useless, but you are not. Anyway, it is still Pride Month, and this is the last day of Pride. Happy last day of Pride. Don't forget, Black and brown trans women made this shit happen. So I remember my first Pride was 10 years ago. I was 15 years old. I saw a drag queen there whose eyelashes were so thick that when she winked at me, my hat flew off. It was amazing. I'd been out protesting now. Today was the 30th day, the 30th and last consecutive day of me going out to protest outside of my apartment. Some people like it, some people don't. Some people are in their cars, mostly white folks who drive by and then they honk their horns to show their support. Honkies, basically. I had a sign that said, white folks in Ravenswood, which is my neighborhood, white folks in Ravenswood are racist. Prove me wrong. Then a white woman drove by and said, oh, I'm not racist. I live in northern Michigan. That doesn't prove anything. I don't know where that came from. I think, I forgot, was it Dan? Yeah, Dan mentioned God. I came from a Christian family. Y'all know that. But the thing, I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. The idea of someone watching me when I can't see them doesn't sit well with me. I don't like God too much. To let you know where I am as far as my mental health, a while back, years ago, I had a pet fish named Toaster. That's the most adorable name you can ever give a fish. And for Toaster, it wasn't the most exhilarating thing I've ever dropped in the water, but certainly was the safest. Yeah, that's as adorable as suicide jokes get. The last one. I went on a date before the pandemic, but it didn't work out because neither one of us were very clear on what the other meant when we said we loved BBC. I assure you, I was talking about the network. Support Black and brown trans women. Fuck Donald Trump. Faith is the enemy of reason. Burn everything. I'm KJ. Good night.
Keep it going for KJ, everybody. I was gonna say that beautiful name, but I would definitely say it wrong. On the whole is Shafi. On deck is Eduardo. Our next comedian. This is our like 3 Chicago comedians in a row, which is pretty cool. So this one's from Chicago. Where'd you go? Okay, there you are. Please put your hands together. Welcome to your screen. The very funny Noah Saunders.
Hey, what's going on? So I feel like we live in a particular age of distrust. Like people don't trust masks, right? They don't want to give their kids vaccines. They think the earth is flat. And I have like this theory that like all these people were just people who like were really about Santa and like the Easter Bunny and shit. And then like just nonstop like reckoning with the disappointment of finding out those things aren't real. And then suddenly they just like question everything. You know, the Jews control everything. I don't know. Maybe that's what happens. Maybe that's what happened. So I used to live in Busan, South Korea. It's on the east coast of that country across from Japan. I was at this expat bar one time. My friend James, there was a cute bartender. He was like trying to chat with the bartender. So he said, "Where are you from?" And she went, "Gabon." And he didn't know what to say. There was like this long pause. And then finally he went with, "Ah, Gabon." And then she went, "It's a country in Africa." And he just went, this is where he fully self-destructed. He just went, "Africa." And then she just walked away. Best day of my life. It's like, that was amazing. No, I wasn't being mean. I was like, that was just a beautiful moment. But also, this is just, I don't know if this is a bit. This is just, if you're ever talking to someone from that continent, or like you run into the cute Ethiopian in your building, whatever, like don't ever say you want to go to Africa, or I'd love to go to Africa, because like that's the only continent where people just say they want to go to the continent. Like pick a country. Like if you were Greek and you talk to a Canadian, you would be like, "Oh, I've always wanted to go to North America." They'd be like, "What's wrong with this person?" And I know it sounds like I'm trying to be like super woke with that, but it's not that deep. I'm just trying to get people laid. That's all. Oh, so I'm probably pretty close. You know what? I'll just let the time go. That's fine. That's all I wanted to do. Thank you, Brooke.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I mean, officially, I needed 30 more seconds to chew the sunflower seeds that were in my mouth, but
I just wanted
very
to
good job. Thank you, Noah.
Woo!
Woo! Yes, it's warm. Is it warm where you guys are? It's really warm.
It's hot.
Hot day. Okay, so we got Shafi. No, we've got Shane. Maybe Shane wasn't in the room, but he might have gotten in here. He's on the whole. Shafi is on deck. Our next comedian. Yeah, you're right. Also from Chicago. How did you guys know? All you performers, if you get onto the Twitch live stream, put your Instagram stuff in there and your Venmos. Who knows? Maybe somebody's like, "Gosh, where am I going to put all these extra $100?" And then your thing will show up and they'll just know. Please put your hands together. Welcome to your screen. Our next comedian, Eduardo Soto.
Woo!
Thank you. If I put my stuff on Twitch from Venmo, I think I'm gonna get like 25 cents. You know, at least it's something. You know, than nothing. Winston was talking about earlier about how people come to this country and not know the language. My mother's like that. She's been in this country for about 40 years, and she knows some English. Like I told her, like, "Mom, say the word bed." She goes, "Bet." No, Mom, you gotta say the D. Bed. Bet. I'm like, I'm not taking you to a casino because if you say that, we're gonna lose all the money in your purse. You know, that ain't gonna happen. But I will say this: if you piss her off just enough, she'd be like, "Oh, you fucking puto! What's wrong with you? You want to fight me, chingo?" Like that. And she knows that, but everything else, she's not gonna know. I'm like, Mom, that's some great English. Keep that up, you know. But that's my mom in a nutshell, how she is on a Sunday. So, all I'm seeing these days is a lot of very angry white women, Karens, walking around with no mask and just throwing a tirade. I feel like I'm gonna pick up a hobby. I'm just gonna go to grocery stores and start filming angry white women, just like throwing stuff around for not having a mask. Like, I cannot believe this. This is awful. I am not gonna wear a mask. My doctor told me because I have a breathing problem. You're only there for like 5 minutes. If you don't shop for your family, your kids are gonna starve. You're gonna go to like every single Trader Joe in the city. Like, what happened, honey? Well, I couldn't wear them. They told me to wear a mask. I said, no, I brought nothing tonight. I brought nothing. You're gonna starve your kids to death. That's messed up. At least pick a bag of tortilla chips and guac. At least take that with you. You know what I mean? Oh my God. I'm gonna upload on my YouTube page and get like millions of views. I don't want to get paid for it. I just want to show angry white women. I'm gonna call it Karen's Ultimate Meltdowns. That's gonna be the title of the video. I'm just gonna go with that. You know? I'm gonna be famous for that. And it's funny with everything that's been going on. I had a question posed on me with all blacks, with Black Lives Matter, and they were like, "You, Eduardo, you're a minority." I'm like, "How did you know?" I'm like, "Well, I hear you speak a different language." You're like, "Well, yeah, but other people that might not be minorities speak another language." But anyway, I'm like, "You're ignorant in my head." But go on. And she said, "As you as a Latino, what do you feel that people should know about your culture?" I'm like, okay, a couple things first. We're not rapists as drug dealers as other countries are. We're hardworking people want to make a life. And the last thing is stop telling people that Chipotle is real Mexican food. All right, just tell them that, please. That is not real food, okay? For the love of Pete's sake, kale is not part of a burrito. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good night.
Keep it going for Ed, everybody. Eduardo. Ian, chipotle es no bueno, es no comida. Yeah, you're right. It's fast food. It's fast food. All right. On the whole is Carmela. Shafi is no. See, I got it. We're doing good. This is just practice. Tomorrow's the real show. Okay, so Shane is not here yet. So Spider is on the whole. Carmela is on deck. Our next comedian comes to us from New York City. Please put your hands together. Welcome to your screen. Shafi Hussain?
That was pretty good. Hussein, yeah. It's the same as the ex-president Barack Hussein. Pretty similar. The news is so bad. I miss ISIS. You know, like what are they up to? You know what I mean? It's like every day. It's like I just don't understand. Like, do you think ISIS ever wanted to build a statue of Osama bin Laden? No, they didn't. They just moved on. Al Qaeda lost. They know it. They have new strategies. They're not gonna dwell on the past. And I think we can learn something about it. Like I was trying to relate to how I can like understand the Black struggle of like, you know, walking in a country where you have Confederate statues everywhere. And then I thought of this high school bully I had. He used to bully me. His name was Tony. Imagine a world where I had to walk to work and I had to see a statue of Tony every day. That would break me. And then if I had to pay with money that had face on it, I don't live in that world. That's the only way I can like relate to the Black struggle, I think. Dan was talking about Mountain Dew. I love Mountain Dew. It was an addiction when I was 11. My mom called it an addiction. My mom thought that Mountain Dew would be a gateway to other drugs, you know, which is insane because I've never heard anyone who was like, yeah, I used to do kombucha, but now I do crack. That's never happened. I don't know why Mountain Dew would be a gateway I did, like, Edward was complaining about Chipotle, and I love Chipotle. Like, it's been like, it's so good, you know. Like, I go on first dates to Chipotle. My last first date, that was before the quarantine, wasn't good because she got extra guac on our Chipotle. You know, first date guac, that's not gonna work out. You know, because I don't know if you know this, like, extra, like, Chipotle has been around since 1993, but they started charging for the extra guac in 2003, right before the U.S. went to Iraq. That war was completely funded by the extra guac money, and I don't support that. I try to go to Moe's. Chipotle. I work as a chemical engineering engineer. I work as a chemical engineer. So right away, you know, I do it for the money. You know, it was not like a passion project. I wasn't a kid with like a nuclear reactor in my basement. That never happens. You know. But like I like bombing at comedy because like bombing at work is real bombing. There's real explosions, you know. That's on the side of being a chemical engineer. But like I just did like a mic at Brooklyn, open mic. I drove 30 minutes.
Thank you, Shafi.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. We got to cut you at 3, and then we got a speed round. Yeah, everybody, please put your hands together for Shafi.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you're funny. You're really funny. At the end of the show, we're going to do a speed round. Everybody will get another minute. You can do more. And then put your Instagram stuff in the chat and on Twitch so that people can follow you and be your friend and then laugh more and have better lives. Yeah, that's what we're doing, right? Just spreading it around. Okay, so we got SB on the whole, Spider on deck. Our next comedian is from Omaha, Nebraska, representing the Backline. They'd call her the queen here for sure. Please put your hands together. Welcome to your screen, Carmela Anderson.
Woo! What's up, people? Woo! Eduardo's not in the shot, but that was some funny shit. I sit and watch the Karen videos all day at work today. That's how I get through the day to survive. Just be some funny ass shit. But I want people with false teeth to stop eating hard candy. Because it sounds like you shooting dice in your mouth. Stop doing that shit. Shit's irritating. Now, they say one of the symptoms of the COVID-19 is you lose sense of smell. It's this lady at my job, and her kitty cat is very, very loud. Yeah. And I'm like, this bitch got COVID-19. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. She can't smell her own shit. Tired of that shit. Tortures me every day. And I gotta manage my blackness. So I can't say nothing to her. Like, bitch, go wash your ass. I can't say nothing like that. I'm also one of the people that, like, when you have a doctor's appointment, I scan you in, I check your temperature sometimes, right? This lady today, you know, okay, first of all, old white ladies are very angry. Why? Are they not getting any more ding-a-ling? Is it because they're wearing too much makeup and they look like scary clowns? I don't know. But they're evil little women. Oh my God, I went to go scan this lady today. And she said, oh, what you doing? I said, ma'am, I'm just trying to take your temperature. She said, So I couldn't give her no hand sanitizer or nothing. She said, I don't want none of that shit. I got tired of her ass and I just told her, I said, all right, don't you fucking touch shit in this motherfucker. You understand? Don't you touch shit. Oh, bitches. And okay, I'm gonna tell y'all real quick. Fat ladies, stop wearing plaid dresses. Please stop wearing plaid dresses. Because when I see you, I want to walk up to you and go, I don't know, I didn't bring a side. Bitch, you looking like a picnic all day long. Stop wearing it. Stop wearing it. Fat people, when you drive with your window down and your arm outside your window, stop doing that. Stop doing that. For 5 minutes, I thought somebody was hanging somebody's head out the window that had a black eye. No, it was a fat ass arm with crusty ass elbows. Stop scaring old bitches like me. That's my time, y'all. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
Keep it going for Carmela Anderson. You can check her out in Omaha all the time. Actually, I have a show July 18th. Happens to be her birthday. It's in the Dubliner bar. It's like downstairs. It's pretty cool. We've done shows there before, but it's been a while.
I'm gonna be real dirty.
Okay, it's your birthday. You invite people, you be dirty. We won't be screaming live.
Filth. Nothing but filth.
Nothing but filth will be coming out of her mouth. I'll give her 6 to 9 minutes. All right. On the hole is Justin. On deck is SB. This is badass because we always have like a lot of the same people, maybe, but we have a lot of different like brand new people. So this is really rad. I don't think, maybe I've seen you before. This guy's from Cleveland. Please put your hands together for Spider Jones.
Yo, what's up, everybody? All right, yeah, I live in Cleveland, which is in Northern Ohio. You've never been here. Just imagine if Detroit and West Virginia had a baby and just left it at the top of the state. Cleveland get a lot of bad press, mostly because of the football team. But there are like in Northern Ohio, there's 2 other really shitty cities called Youngstown and Toledo. And Cleveland is stuck 90 minutes in the middle of both of that. It's like being stuck in between a shitty divorce, and Cleveland is that lonely child. And no matter which way it goes, you know you're getting into drugs and trouble. So it's always fun to be here. Man. And like I've been traveling a lot, man, and everything's weird now. Like I left Cleveland because things was getting out of control, and I went to Cincinnati and they was burning shit. And then I went to Dallas and they was burning shit. And then I went to Phoenix and they were just burning each other because it was 103 every day. And I was just like, I'm gonna go back to Ohio because at least when they're burning down buildings, it's not for systemic racism. It's just for arson and insurance, you know? So, and you was right about people smelling, man. Like, cause people been stuck in the house all day wearing the same drawers and like pajamas all day. And then they go outside because they only smell themselves. And I was at the grocery store and there was a lady in front of me and I had a mask on, but it wasn't strong enough. And I was just like, ma'am, do you know what today is? She was like, it's Friday. I was like, you smell like Tuesday. You need to go home and get some soap. I wasn't feeling it. Oh, man. And like, I know I don't look it, but like, I just turned 41 this month. And I always thought June was like my month until I found, oh, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm playing my favorite game right now, fireworks or gunshots. Things are going off right now. And it's 4th of July weekend, so we're in lightning round mode. So I gotta be careful because my lights are on right now. You're not supposed to have your lights on in the neighborhood I live in because that's how people know you're home like it's Halloween. But yeah, but like I'm 41 now, man. And like I tell a lot of people, don't get scared. Like I wasn't supposed to live this long because I have a heart condition. And like from 22 to 27, I've had 2 heart attacks and a mild stroke. And I still think the worst thing I ever done was actually volunteer to move back to Ohio. And it was just messed up. But like every year on my birthday, I called my doctor and I'm just like, hey, can I talk to Dr. Burrell? And it was like, yeah, hold on. And he gets on the phone. He's like, Dr. Burrell, how can I help you? And I just scream in the phone, I'm still alive, bitch. And then I just hang up. and then I call back and make another appointment. Yeah, man. But like everything is crazy now. And I used to, like, before I did comedy, I was DJing at strip clubs. And I don't know about the rest of y'all, but Ohio has the worst strip clubs ever. And I would have to like announce these girls' names, and I'll just be sitting there like, coming to the stage at the time, put your heads together for C-section. I'm gonna end there. Thank you very much. I appreciate the shot.
Woo! Hell yeah. You're not joking around there, sir. Or are you? One more round of applause for Spider Jones. Yeah. Yeah, you got a little talents, I would say. You got a little talents there. Very awesome. Speaking of talent, you guys are gonna like the next group. Lenky is on the hole. Justin's on deck. Our next comedian comes from New York City, just as I thought. Very, very funny. Please put your hands together for SB Reba de Nayaria.
Guys, give it up for Brooke and Natalie. Thanks for hosting this. This has been awesome. I've been watching like I watched the Epstein documentaries, and then I've watched I love the serial killer documentaries, and it's always blown my mind. I knew about serial killers when I was younger too, and I've always been but how can people let them get away with this? Because sometimes people know about this shit and then it keeps happening anyways. And then I realized last year I had the worst ex-boyfriend who was terrible and abusive to me, and he was freaking me out. So I told one of our mutual friends, I was he's scaring me and done these bad things to me. And our mutual friend was oh, but I don't know if he would really do something like that. One time we went to Chili's together and I forgot my debit card and he paid for it. Didn't even have to pay him back. I'm is that what? Just because it's you don't believe me because he paid for your you know what I mean? It's people don't want to. I think it's because it makes them uncomfortable or something. In the Ted Bundy documentary, there were people. It was there was this ridiculous amount of evidence against Ted Bundy. It was he clearly murdered these women, right? And then he even confesses to it. And there were still people after oh, but Ted, he brought cookies to church. Dude, come on. So yeah, speaking of creepy people, so Chris D'Elia was canceled, and I mean, to be honest, I don't know everything about that. I just heard about it briefly, but it's some people are kind of sticking up for him and a lot aren't. It's don't get yourself involved in that situation. Just don't be creepy. Just, it's if you feel like being creepy, go eat a snack. Chips are great. Love them. I had another buddy of mine was I was trying to explain to him, I was catcalling is annoying and it can be scary. And he was well, I feel like you're being a hypocrite because you don't mind when women compliment you. I'm yeah, Sandra's not going to assault me. I can take a woman. I can do that. But if you're a dude and you're 5'3", it's you have a pretty good chance. I'm pretty rapeable, It's true, man. I mean, that's not giving you permission to do it, but can happen, I'm not on birth control for a lot of reasons. One of the reasons is that it's kind of expensive, and it's man, I already have a coat hanger in my closet. That was 10 cents. All right, that's my time.
Oh. Woo! Put your hands together for Espy, everybody, in her coat hanger joke. Oh. Woo. I don't know about you guys, but it is so much hotter than 69. Wish it was last week. Ralph is on the hole. Lemke is on deck. Our next comedian, let's see, from New York City. So we got a little row of those in a row. Let me find him. Oh, there you are. Easy peasy. Please put your hands together. Welcome to your screen, Justin Herman.
Hey guys.
Yay.
I don't know about you, but of all the apocalypses I've lived through, this is actually my favorite. I just always imagine the end of the world being more of a survival of the fittest situation, in which case, if that was I wouldn't survive. That wouldn't work out well for me, so this is better. I think it's a Jewish thing. That's not what we're built for. It's not what we do. I don't know if you've seen Mad Max, but there's not a lot of rabbis in that movie for a reason. Didn't live that far. The narrative. That's not us, right? Jews weren't built to battle in the Thunderdome. We were designed to hide in the attic. That's what we do. I'm looking for everyone that's leaving. Hold on, give me a second. Who's leaving? Great, cool. Not totally fair. It's not totally fair. There are two types of Jews, right? There's Israeli Jews and Larry David Jews. Let's just say I'm not sitting here because I qualify for Mossad. The Israelis are the tough ones, right? The Israelis are tough. They're doing Krav Maga. I think they need to invent a martial art for the frailer ones of us and just call it actual jujitsu. I've already figured it out. The equation's pretty simple. It's 10% stretching, 90% accounting. Cool. That was fun. I need to get outside more, guys. I don't know what's wrong with me. it has been too much inside. I'm like literally getting into fights with my Amazon Alexa at this point. To be fair, she does say "Have a nice day" with this earned confidence, like we don't know her dad's the richest man in the world. I yell at her every day. I'm doing it wrong. I feel like I skipped the sex robot and went straight to the 30 years of marriage robot. We've totally run out of things to talk about, guys. We've nothing left to talk about. That's not true. She does passive aggressively remind me when I leave things in my shopping cart. She'll just blink and blink and blink until I finally pay attention to her, and I'll be like, "What?" And she'll be like, "Do you want to order that fruit plate now?" And I'll be like, "No." And she'll be like, "You want to remove it from your cart?" Or you want me to remove it from your cart? Because clearly you don't know how to do that. It's like, Jesus Christ. It's a lot. I don't know. I'm trying to use this time wise. Like, we're all trying to better ourselves in some way, trying to plan for the future. And by that, I mean, I joined TikTok. My girlfriend always tries to send me videos she wants to do with me, but when I send her porn, I'm the asshole. I don't know.
Woo! Yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys. Put your hands together for Justin Herman. Woo! Y'all gotta come back. All y'all gotta come back. I need this fresh laughter. It's good for my soul. Much needed. It's like a donut when you can't have sugar, you know? Into something, I bet. I'm pretty positive Kelly told me she wasn't coming. And then I heard that Chino wasn't here yet. But Alicia would be on the whole. Ralph is on deck. That brings us to Sweden. If you're ready to go that route. Let's see. Let me get my cursor. Where are you going? Okay. Our next comedian comes from Sweden. They are very, very funny. Please put your hands together for Lenki.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Okay. I'm not good in English. I remember when I was young, my teacher was like, if you don't pass these tests, English test, you will be in deep waters, my friend. Deep waters. I was like, that's it? I was waiting for you to laugh there. Okay. Anyway, I came wearing a swimming costume the next day, just in case I go swimming. I told a friend of mine today that I will be doing comedy, and they were like, break a leg. Yeah, you go out there and break a leg. Now I'm sitting here wondering, should I jump off the cliff or should I use this rock? I don't like when people like jump into conclusions, like there was that comedian was talking about Africa. I was on vacation the other day, and this lady comes up to me and she was like, so where are you from? And I was like, I'm from Sweden. And she was like looking at me so surprised, and she was like, you guys speak English? Yeah. So that's it from Lanky. One love. Peace out.
Keep it going for Lenki, everybody. Woo. Having so much fun. Our next comedian is from New York City. Oh, somebody moved and then it moved, but it's cool. I got this. Please put your hands together. Welcome to the screen, Ralph Anthony.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for doing this. I know some of the comics that are here are from New York. Some of them know me. Most of you don't. I should just put it out there that I am sober. But I'm comedian sober. Okay. There's like sober and comedian sober. The comedian sober is like you still drink and smoke weed, but like you just don't do blow. Like that's That's my kind of sober, man. I think you need vices. Like I don't trust sober people. Like I don't trust sober people at all. Like this world is way too fucked up for you not to have your fingers in some like weird fucked up. You know, maybe there's weed, maybe there's coke. I don't know. Maybe just a bunch of tabs at ecstasy. Like I don't know. Whatever you want to get your freaking fingers wet with. But I don't trust sober people. You know, everybody needs to do a drug. Everybody at least needs to smoke weed. You know, everybody needs to smoke weed. The world is just too tough not to. Like, you can't be high on life. You should be high on weed. Like, look at like the NRA. Like, if anybody needs to smoke weed, listen. I'm not saying smoking weed cures racism, but I'm sure it'll prevent someone from shooting up a church or a concert. You know. That's just my take on it. You know, I mean, listen, weed might not help them find love, but it'll sure help. It sure won't help them find the bullets for the gun. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, I don't think that the serving sizes on snack food are legit. Like, I get pretty annoyed when you look at a pack of cookies. Like, they always tell you that a serving size is like 2 cookies. Like, who the fuck eats 2 cookies, man? Who opens up a pack of Oreos or a pack of Chips Ahoy and just takes 2 fucking cookies out? Those are the people that you have to worry about. Those are the people that are signing those NRA cards. You know, those are the ones you got to worry about. I think they should make cookies like more realistic. You know? Oh, congrats. I am JK Whitehead. I'm happy that you started smoking weed. Fantastic. All right. I think that's my time. I'll let you guys go.
Thank you, Ralph. Thank you, Ralph Anthony. And if there's another name in there there's probably like 3 more, right? Never mind. Very good job. That was very fun. Chino isn't here yet, so we're gonna move on. On the whole is Carly Olson. On deck is Nick Lindemann. Our next comedian is from South Dakota, which is just a very short couple-hour drive from me. Very, very funny. I'm excited to hear her set. Please put your hands together for Alicia Rain.
Woo! Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. All right. Well, guys, I know what you're thinking. I bet you she likes ice cream. Well, you'd be right. Your friend owes you $5, so that's good. Yeah, a lot of people, I do like ice cream, but I like it a little too much. Like, a lot of people will, like, they'll eat a pint of ice cream and they'll feel bad about it. And I'm just going to roll up my sleeves because I'm just getting started. So, but I have been thinking about going on a diet for about 15 years now. And a lot of these diets that are around now are too intense for me. Okay. Keto, no. Okay. That diet is so strict that keto dieters are jealous of vegans. Okay. Too strict. Too strict. Yeah. Weight Watchers. Wheel Watcher. Okay. Pat, Vanna, buying a vowel. Okay. I'm interested in solving word puzzles, not doing your newfangled witchy math. Okay. I don't want it. I don't want it. Bulimia. Fulimia. Okay. Because I can only do the first half of that diet. All right. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. The weirdest diet that is out right now is the fasting diet, which I find is weird because it's straight out of the Bible. And I know that was what Jesus intended the entire time. He was like, you know what? I need to work on my girlish figure. So he went to the desert and didn't eat for 40 days. I know that they've rebranded that as starving, but it's fine. But you know what? He did a good job. He looks phenomenal. When he died, everybody was like, he's not just fit, he's CrossFit.
Oh my God.
Thank you guys.
Oh my goodness, I love it so much. Oh, everyone's so fun. That's so wild. I love how we can just change, like, then you look at something completely different than you did before. All right, keep it going. We got Trevor on the hole, Carly on deck. Our next comedian, he's been helping me behind the scenes, telling me who's not here and who's here, and thank you for that. I appreciate you. Please put your hands together. Welcome to your screen from Chicago, Nick Lindemann.
Nice to be here. I'm Nick, one of the regulars whose jokes Brooke knows by heart already. It's nice to be here. So this past weekend, took a little impromptu road trip with a buddy of mine. We stopped to get some gas. Comes back out, a slice of gas station pizza. I look at him, I say, ugh, good God, man, how can you eat that garbage? He looks at me, he gives me the classic line, you've all heard it. Pizza's kind of like sex. Even when it's bad, it's still pretty good. And I love that expression because it's complete total bullshit. That's not true at all. They can be terrible in completely dissimilar fashions. I don't know about you, but I've never burned the roof of my mouth while I was having sex. Not one time. Now, there was an instance or two where I should have blown on it for longer than I did, but that's not the same thing at all. Conversely, I've never had a guy come home early from work and kick the shit out of me because I was eating his pizza. Point of fact, I had also eaten that guy's leftover pizza, but he didn't have any idea that that had happened until hours after the police left. In the exact same way, too. I mean, if you find yourself searching for a napkin to sup up the excess grease, maybe that's a pie you send back. So lost a bunch of weight recently. The best part about that is I can now credibly claim I'm no longer drinking heavily. Copiously less, yes, but heavily, not so much anymore. So bangs and goatees are kind of the same thing. They're usually someone saying, this is all the effort I'm going to put into my personality for the next little bit. Check back in about 12 weeks. Thanks. So I've been thinking about something. I got a plan, and it's a little out there, but follow with me. I think we should start shooting our trash into outer space. Now think about it. There's less trash in the landfills and in the ocean. That's a good thing. There's fewer missiles laying around. That's not bad either. And maybe someday, millions of light years away, countless years from now, maybe an alien slips on a banana peel. And I think that would be pretty cool. I think at the rate we're going, punking an alien race from beyond the grave, that would really be the high watermark for humanity. I think we could do it. You know, we can make that happen. We got to get working on that immediately. Leave it with this one. I tried CBD flower, a little CBD flower over the weekend, and I gotta tell you, I don't get it. I got friends that swear by it. They do the salves and the potions with the flower. It's just leaving something out. You know, like smoking CBD flower, it's kind of like watching porn and stroking your chin. You know, it's not unpleasant. It's not a bad time, but it's just not getting the job done. I'm Nick Lindemann. That's been my time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Nick. The thing about the people that keep coming week to week, I don't get like sick of their jokes. I get to see their jokes like grow and grow and grow. It's really fun. And then like some of them, they'll come back. I'll be like, whoa! And then it's neat. It's really fucking cool. So thank you for keeping coming and helping and all that other awesome things. Caprilia is on the hole.
Yes,
Trevor
ma'am.
is on deck. Yeah, I'm excited. Our next comedian is from Salt Lake City, but I wouldn't call her salty. She's super fun, super nice, funny too. I'll let her prove it. Please put your hands together for Carly Olson.
Hey guys, I am not the salty one in my family. That would actually be my sister, and that would probably be funnier if you knew my sister. About a month and a half ago, my cat had trouble pooping, And so I had to call the vet, and I'm going to stop waving my pen around. I had to call the vet and be like, what the fuck's wrong? And they're like, you got to bring him in. So I made the appointment, but then later that day, he finally pooped. And that moment was when I figured out what it felt like to potty train a human being. I was just so proud of my cat for doing that. That's not working. So every time I try it, it doesn't work. So I should probably just not try it anymore. So I'm a big Trekkie, and I have this theory that Captain Kirk's Spock and Dr. McCoy are a throuple, because if you've seen any episode of the original series or any of the original movies, it's just the three of them staring longingly at each other while the others aren't looking. But Kirk and Spock have been a ship in the Trekkie fandom at least since the 80s, if not when the show was actually on in the 60s. And but in the 80s, I think, is when they when the ship name came about, and the fandom went with Spurk. And I think that they missed an opportunity in not calling the ship the couple cock. Because Spurk is like what it sounds like, what a penis would make if it could make a sound when it came. Like if you're reading a comic book and the character's masturbating, all of us, when he comes, the next panel is just the action bubble and it says Spurk in it, and then it continues on. I'll leave you with this. I once dumped a partner because they were boring. And I know I say that and I ooze librarian vibes, and not even the sexy kind. Like, I just think that having an opinion about the Oxford comma is the same thing as having a personality. And that's my time. Thank you, guys.
Oh my goodness, Carly. You are like super adorable. So don't be all like, yeah, whatever. That's just your MO, right?
Thank you.
Okay. One of our comedians that wasn't here earlier is here now, but I won't put him up yet. We're gonna go with this little person from Bristol with the guitar. I'm excited. Please put your hands together. Welcome to your screen, Capriella Hooper.
Can everyone hear me? All good?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay, sick. Right, so I'm in the UK and it's 3 o'clock in the morning here and I'm fucking knackered. This is a real dedication to the art. So I'm gonna sing you guys a song now, and it's about the last relationship I was in, and it was the best relationship I've ever been in, and I was with this guy named Ty. So this is my song about Tyrone. I see an empty screen of where my boyfriend's Facebook used to be. He has ghosted me and blocked me, so now I'm all alone. So I went to his street. You think you can ghost me, mate, in your dreams? I know where he sleeps and I need answers, so I went to his home. Where is Tyrone? Where is Tyrone? Where is Tyrone? Where is? And I know he's the only one for me. And I'm showing signs of my personality disorder. And I broke the rules by restraining order. So I sent him some voicemails. Hey, hey, it's me again. Hey, hey, who is Jane? Hiding in his shed, I also left a present on his bed. You think I'd see the signs? I'm at his house in the middle of the night. I'll be here waiting for when he does arrive. Answer the phone. Where is Tyrone? Where is Tyrone? Where is Tyrone? Where is him? I know he's the only one for me, and he promises that he didn't cheat, but I'm not allowed within 15 feet. I checked my voicemails. Hey, this time gone too far. Hey, you better not have keyed my car. To the women watching this, if you slash 3 out of 4 of their tires, their insurance won't cover it. It's true. Where is Tyrone? Where is Tyrone? Where is Tyrone? Where is Tyrone? Thank you so much. I'm so tired.
Thank you so much for staying up late and for singing to us. Holy shit, we'll make special shows just for you. That was beautiful. Do you do a lot of stuff like that?
Yeah, mostly I do mostly music.
Awesome. Very cool. Come back if you want to stay up really, really late again.
I'd love to.
Cool. Awesome. Every Tuesday. On the hole is Zoe. On deck is Nico. Our next comedian. Wow. Another one from Chicago. Do I see a Lars? Is there a Lars?
Right here.
Oh, that helps. Thank you. Please put your hands together. Welcome to your screen. Lars Ebsworth.
Hooray. I'm trans, and one of my dear friends is a Republican preacher. Right now is when everyone starts looking at me like I'm Ellen DeGeneres. Yes. My friend and I have belief differences, but despite that, we get along pretty well, though he did have a terrible time with me coming out. And this blew my mind because he believed that God is both man and woman. Apparently that's a popular belief among the fan base. Did you know? He believes that despite God using he, him pronouns, if man and women are made in the likeness of God, then God is both man and woman. From that logic, God should be fine with trans people. God is trans. What is it with people making my coming out story their business? Oh, you're trans? Like, what made you come out? I don't know, Martha. What made you decide to wear your hair like that? Or like, I was having sex with a girl and she screamed, "Oh God," instead of my name, and I had an epiphany. Believing in God gets complicated as a trans person because of all the Christians. No, the hypocritical Christians. The ones who think they're so much better than everyone else because they're holy, but look down on anyone that isn't at least upper middle class. My cousins are those Christians. Hypocritical Christians. My cousins treat spending time with my family like it's their service trip to Africa. It's just a shame you couldn't afford spending $15K a year on Catholic preschool like we could. The only reason your child got more scholarship money for college than my daughter is because Catholic schools don't weight their GPAs. I can't imagine how hard the virus is on them now that Europe is banning the travel from the US. They won't be able to go on their forward cruise trips. These hypocritical Christians will have to live like the rest of the less fortunate, or settle on taking a trip down to good old Florida and get COVID from Disney World. Speaking of COVID, dating has been hard lately. Anyone else try online dating during a pandemic? Well, it's weird. I always tried dating this one girl, super hot, charming, we had a lot in common, ended up texting for a month. We did a 3-hour video call on Messenger that went lovely, and then Cupid's arrow just slapped me in the butt and I lost it. Girl can't help it, Fergalicious lost it. I'd been quarantined for 2 months. The world seemed tangible again. And when this date 2 came around, I tanked it. I was high. I sang a song I wrote for my ex at one point, and then we started talking about Shameless. Apparently she and I both had it in common that we liked the show. And I was trying to make a joke about how everyone in the show is always naked. And it just came out as, I can't wait to see those titties. Word. I can't wait to see those titties. I respect and admire this person, and that's what I say. Later, but for some reason, she still sent me a cleavage pic. Brooke.
Woo! Woo! Going for Lars, everybody. Woo! Your information in the chat, please, so that more people can follow you. I tried to do was it like a phone sex Zoom sex? Is that what you call it these days? But then he fell asleep. It's just it's worse. It's just like real life. It's just you just like listen to him snore for a while and then just log off and go to bed. Okay, that's too much information. Keep it moving. Haven't seen Josh, so we're gonna throw Chino will be after Zoe. Our next comedian, he's very funny. He did the whole Displaced Comedians group. So if you're not a part of that group, jump in that group. It has links to all the open mics all over the world right now. Please put your hands together. Welcome to your screen, the very funny Nico Luca.
Thank you, Brooke. You're too kind. So I got busted in high school for selling weed because you're not supposed to do that there. I made the same mistake that a lot of passionate people do, you know? I took what was my favorite hobby and just ruined it by turning it into a job. And this was a job that I wasn't very good at. I mean, obviously, I got busted. You know, look, I was 15 years old. I didn't know business. All I knew is I was supposed to buy low and sell high. Just took it a little too literally, you know? And I was the only Jew in juvenile hall. Yeah, I put the Jew in juvie. Judging it, I guess. Look, I wasn't there for as long as I was supposed to be because some stereotypes are true. You know, my parents hired a really good Jewish lawyer. Yeah, he's like, let my people go. And they did. They're like, 3 years? Nah, 3 weeks. Mazel tov, l'chaim. Yeah, you're free. Then I was on probation, which meant to take all these tests for drugs. And I had never been good at tests, but I was very good at drug. And I figured out, you know, it's the things I can do to pass, you know, study. I'd smoke weed, take the test. Eventually, I'd passed a bunch of these that I definitely shouldn't have. But then the test became more frequent, you know, more like pot quizzes, if you will. It's my dad joke. Brooke's shaking her head, and I love it. Yeah, they became too frequent. You know, I didn't have time to study, so I failed a bunch of these. And unfortunately, it turned out they had not been grading me on a curve. That was a bummer. Then I got sent to rehab. You know what's weird about going to rehab for weed? Everything. Like, this is crazy. It's like, it'd be different, you know, if everyone there was there for weed. Like, that was the purpose of the program. Because then in that case, what you do there is obviously just smoke a bunch of weed. But no, I was in places for people that are doing like crack and heroin and look, all these different drugs, and nothing against, you know, people, everyone's got their own challenges and so forth, but it certainly made me, this entitled Jew from California who got busted for weed, the least popular kid in rehab. Thank you so very much. This has been a blast. Thanks for putting this on, and I'm excited also for the whole event tomorrow that you're gonna be doing. Thanks, Brooke.
Put your hands together one more time for Nico. Hey. Our next comedian, I don't think heard her yet. I'm very excited, from Portland, Oregon, and I'm definitely going there because I am told it is super weird, and so am I. And I want to fit in somewhere someday, maybe. Please put your hands together. Welcome to your screen, Zoe Probel.
Oh, here I am. Brooke just wants to fit in somewhere someday. Don't come to Portland unless you want to try really hard. This is part of it, I swear. This is part of it, I swear. Really does. Oh man, I didn't tangle. You guys, I moved 2 days ago, and I'm just redoing my room. I moved across the hall. I'm distracting myself with Zoom comedy and myself. You guys really into Zoom comedy lately? Everybody been enjoying Zoom comedy. I can't, Brooke, I can't wait to get lit by your face. I can't wait to know that my time is done when I see your face. That's I sound tense and like I'm being sarcastic, but I'm not. I genuinely love this. Just backtracking a little bit. You mentioned a live stream. I don't know what a Twitch is. I said a Twitch like I'm acting like I'm an old person. What's a Twitter? No, I'm 32. I'm not that old. I don't know how Twitch works. I looked at it just to make sure nobody was watching. Don't worry, you guys. Nobody's watching. We're alone. It's okay. We can all breathe. We can all relax. We're all in our homes. This is the best. I love Zoom comedy. Speaking of which, oh man, what was that person's name? What was his name? I brought it in and out. And I just, man, I really got it. And then I failed. There was wait, oh God, I went to the wrong screen, and where I am is now, I got too high. And where I wish you could rearrange these little squares. Awesome. I'm not looking at myself right now. I'm looking at Alicia Rain like she's me. I like doing this by pretending every Zoom comic is like my personal FaceTime call. You guys, it's so entertaining. Also, okay, 2 minutes. Who got interrupted by a face? He was about to say something about an open mic in Brooklyn. I really wanted to hear about it. Is he still here? Because I want to yield my time to him. Let's go through my notes, actually. Let's do this together. No, that's funny. I was looking at the wrong page. That's why I organized these. I planned all of this. Nico, I can't wait for Zoom comedy drama, you guys.
Oh God.
I can't wait. Nico, get ready for somebody to try to usurp that Facebook group because it's happened twice in Portland already. Okay.
It happens. Whatever.
You and the new comedians. Anyways, Shafi, are you still here? No, I gotta scroll now to do crowd work. Hold on, this is so fun. That's a Brooke.
Oh my goodness, what the hell? That was amazing. Zoe, if you could just come to everything and be friends with all of us, I think that's what we all want.
Please, I'm so lonely, please.
See, it can be done. It can be done. People are like, oh, you can't do comedy on Zoom. And then shit like that happens.
I believe in Zoom comedy.
You're so lovely. Oh my God.
You're the only one who's allowed to talk in the chat.
I interrupt this really, really good time just to introduce you to our next comic. Oh. All right, so we thought he wasn't here, but he's here now. So please put your hands together for Josh Streben.
It's great to be here. Great to be on Zoom. I love Zoom, but I have to admit, I do miss a live show, a real open mic with an audience that's totally uninterested, staring at their phones. That's okay, though. This is great. Big news a couple days ago. I booked my first live gig since all this started. It's going to be in September at a drive-in theater. Really excited, but I admit I'm a little bit nervous. Like, I don't even know where I'm going to put my laptop on stage. This is going to be really weird getting used to. It's been a rough couple of weeks for us. All the COVID numbers going up, so many states going back up, and I mean, who would have ever thought that our national strategy of ghosting COVID wouldn't have worked? Been totally stunned by that. HBO Go, HBO Max, HBO Now, all named by someone who had to pee. Which also explains why they're a streaming service. My MVP, my go-to this whole stay-at-home time has been the Travel Channel. And the reason is every show they have is about a ghost, Bigfoot, or UFO sighting, and I never want to leave my house again. I am really fine with staying at home forever now that I know all the scary things that are actually out in the world right now. It's pretty terrifying. We lost Chuck E. Cheese this week. Very sad. I have kids who reminisce about so many ball pit rescues. Just hoping that was water. Pretty sure that it wasn't. Really kind of freaky there. If you play an Imagine Dragons song backwards, it still sucks. It's just backwards. That's a cool little tidbit. I'm 46. I turned 46 this year. Very excited about it. I'm officially old enough to be on HBO's Real Sex, so I'm hoping they bring that show back. I will go if they call. It's disgusting. Don't watch it. It's on demand, but I warned you. I'm calling if they go. But even though I'm 46, I still consider myself to be an 80s kid at heart. I love 80s music. I love 80s culture. I like my women in their 80s. All right, I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree on that one. That's my time. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh. Thank you. Very, very soon we're going to have our speed round, which is when all of our comedians get 1 more minute to see if they're funny or not. Luckily, they are. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 left if she gets here. She had some stuff going on at home. Woo! Our next comedian comes from Eureka. Oh, Steph. There you are. I should easily be able to pick that hair out of alignment. I mean, a lineup. Jesus Louises. I'm fine. Everything's good. Let's keep going. Our next comedian's from Eureka. Please put your hands together for Stephanie Knowles.
Hey, so with the coronavirus, I still have to go to work and stuff, and I ride the bus a lot. And one day, this guy was jacking off on the bus, and I was like, "Oh my God, no, hey, could you please not jack off on the bus in front of us? Could you not jack off on the bus in front of us? Could you not suck your weenie when you're standing in between all of us? Could you not jump up on the bus? Thank you." You know what? He promptly stopped jacking off on the bus, because how many times are you going to have someone come up in a full Broadway production asking you to not jack off on the bus? Probably never. But you know what? I'm here to change that today. Call 1-800, could you please not jack off on the bus? And I will be there. You and you and you and all of you, because it's my absolute duty to stop that guy from jacking off on the bus. So speaking of buses, I ride the bus a lot. And one time I decided to trust a fart on a bus. And that was a wrong decision, because it was just a little fart. Just a little fart, then I shat my pants. No, just a little fart. Just a little fart, then I shat my pants. I felt it dripping on my legs. Then I needed to go home and change. Oh, it was just a little fart. Well, as I was having the shit drip down my legs, all of a sudden I felt a vibration coming from my pocket, and it was my phone. Someone was calling me from the 1-800, could you please not jack off on the bus hotline? And I had to pick it up and go, hello? Yes, he's on this bus? Okay. And I got up triumphantly, and I went up to him with the shit dripping down my pants, and I started my routine. Could you please not jack up on the bus, And I was tackled by 5 people, because as I told you, I shat in my pants and I started doing Broadway kicks, and it spread everywhere. And I am forever banned from Rensselaer, Indiana bus system. Some of y'all in Chicago might actually know where Rensselaer is. Thank you guys very much. Have a great night.
Keep it going for Stephanie, everybody. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 comedians left. Our next comedian comes to us from Camarillo, California. Please put your hands together for Alex Portillo.
Right, I'm out and I live in Camarillo. So you saw Northern California, now Southern California. So anyway, you can tell in Southern California when it's summer starting because it's cloudy and 69 out. Yeah, that's like summer. That's like June weather, and you're in Southern California. Yeah, it eventually does warm up because the seasons are kind of like backwards here. So like it really feels like summer is really in high gear in the middle of October when everything's hot and on fire. Every year, sometimes sooner if we're lucky. Yeah. Speaking of 69. Today is jazz bassist Stanley Clark, his 69th birthday. Yeah, he's a Grammy-winning jazz bassist. And I had I live in California, so I get to see all the good concerts. So I had the fortune to see him last year, see him play live at the community college. So it was a really good show, that he played there at the community college. It was really good, but it was a really good concert, but I wouldn't say it was my favorite concert. My most favorite concert was another jazz musician. It was Pat Metheny, seeing him live at Ravinia Park in Chicago, and in the middle of a thunderstorm. Even though it was like thundering and raining out, it was that good. It was so good. It's like you kind of forgot you were like all wet, and you're probably thinking Stanley Clark, Pat Metheny. I've never heard of these people. I don't think I've ever heard their music. I bet you have. And that would be if you've ever watched the Weather Channel, Local on the 8s. That's my jam right there. Yeah, so that concert, though, was really good. Pat Metheny, he really gets into playing guitar. He's really passionate. You can tell he's really passionate because he looks like he's jerking off when he plays the guitar. He's like, ugh. And it's such a beautiful melody, and it's so beautiful. It's kind of like orgasmic to my ears. So I'm like personally, oh yeah, oh yes. This song takes me back to that one time. It was the Weather Channel told me it was going to be cloudy and 69 out. Oh yeah, with drizzle, cloudy and 69 with drizzle. Oh yeah. Okay, back to you.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you all. So that means it's time for me to keep talking. Yay! Put your hands together for Alex. Woo! The scientist. He sells science stuff, and he also plays an instrument that's like. Yeah. Our next comedian, very, very funny. Please put your hands together for the very funny Chino De Leon.
What's up, everyone? Yeah, man. Like earlier, Zoe said about the Zoom, it's the only thing we got. So trust me, I'd rather have the stage and the mic because I feel stupid sometimes because nobody's laughing at my shit. Besides the people here, honestly. But that's literally what we have. It's either Zoom or masturbating, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us been doing a lot of that. So, talking about masturbating, though, that's funny that I say that. The first time I ever masturbated, I found out about masturbation. I was in the shower, and my mom had a hard shower stream, and I was just taking a regular shower. And that hard stream hit my penis right in the right area because my penis got like quick hard, like the fastest ever. Like I wish I can go back to those times so I can get hard again like that. So anyway, I'm in the shower and I'm finally feel the sensations of having sex, quote unquote. And I'm thinking, well, let's see if the water could do this. Maybe I can do this with my hand. So I go in my room a couple of days later after finding out, and I start jerking off what I found out was jerking off. At the end, when the sensation came, some shit came out of my penis that I never fucking happened. So that was the first time I was introduced to company. Do you understand to be there at 12 years old, jerking off in the shower, never seeing shit coming out your dick? And then when you finally go do it with your palm, shit starts spraying out. I really thought I had something wrong with me. I started crying to my mom. I'm like, Mom, something's wrong with my pee-pee. Something's wrong with my pee-pee. I was talking to my mom. And she's like, what's happening? And I'm trying to explain the story to her without sounding perverted. So I finally, she like, were you playing with yourself? And I'm like, no, I wasn't, I swear. Did you play with it? And I'm denying it from the moment that she said. So I finally came out the truth, and she just told me what the truth about coming. So yeah, I would suggest you tell your kids about masturbating just as sex, because that was my first time knowing about cum. Talking about weenies, I actually got invited over to a friend's house, and he invited me for some hot dogs. And I was like, yeah, sure. I see this man put these hot dogs in a microwave. I never in my life seen that. I always thought the microwaves for warming up food. This man put hot dogs. Seriously. I walked out the house. I was disgusted. I'm just kidding. I wasn't. It's the last time I ate there, though. But anyway, that's my time, everybody, man. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all.
We're going for Chino. Thank you so much. I love how everybody is so different and so awesome. And I'm glad that you guys are all here. This is really cool. We've got 3 more to go. Annalise Wright, she's from Omaha. I hosted an open mic in Omaha last week. She was there. She had a lot of fun. Now she's going to show you what she's been working on. Please put your hands together for Annalise Wright.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, Brooke. I just recently got my children in bed, which is like a major accomplishment for me. I know. I'm really excited about it. So I learned from my children a great cure for insomnia. It's called screaming really loud and flailing around. You pass out. You pass out right after. So that's what I was learning, and I was not even thinking about comedy until like 2 minutes ago. So I'm a single mom, and I have 2 kids who are crazy. They exhaust me, so I have to have lots of coffee. And if I don't, like, I would just pass out in random places around my house. It's like, like I was high on something. So, as a single mom, I hope that, someday I'll get back in the dating game. So when I do, I think honesty is the best policy. If I see a really hot dude in a bar, I'm just going to go up to him and say, hey, come to my place. Let's fuck, cuddle a little bit, and then you should leave the next morning before I wake up and regret my fucking stupid decision. Yeah, not the best judgment. So I'm outgoing, so when I go on dates, I talk a lot and compare worldviews and, just find out what the other person's all about. So I'm really confused as to how quiet people get to know each other. Like, do they stare into each other's eyes like creepily for like an hour? Does that do something for them? Do they compare Google search histories? Or do they sniff each other's butts? Like, I think this is still up for debate. And then I'm looking at what I'm going to leave you with, because I'm just like, I just literally ran to the mic. So comedians are weird because they want fucked up shit to happen to their friends and family. So we can talk about it. Yeah. So I want my friends to get like caught masturbating in a gorilla mask in the parking lot at Hy-Vee. I think that would be awesome at the grocery store. So my kid recently graduated from preschool, and I was really disappointed when she didn't pee her pants, yell, fuck you, or hit somebody. It was the worst thing ever. Okay, well, that's it for me. Thank you so much. Back to Brooke.
Woo! Put your hands together for Annalise. She's harnessing by putting children to bed.
Woo! All right. Our next comedian, she was on a show just a little bit ago, and she's like, I'm up next, and then she's like, I'll be here, and then she ran here, she got here, and you know what the cool thing is about that is she probably sitting in the same chair the whole time.
I am.
That's the cool thing about Zoom. We can travel the world in our comfort of our own homes. Please put your hands together. Welcome to your screen, Kelly Zemnickas.
Hey everybody. Hello. So how's everyone doing with quarantine bingo? Are we filling up the cards? I so far I've rearranged the apartment, I've dyed the hair, so I'm getting there. I'm filling up the card nice and quickly. 2020 though does feel like the ultimate escape room to me. It really does. I would love to find the door because I need a cocktail fast. But it's kind of feeling like it's going from an escape room to like a full-on fun house this year, you know? And I don't enjoy the fun house. I really don't. That's a misnomer. They're never fun. It's just, they're frightening. And this year is scaring the shit out of me. It totally is. Speaking of things that scare me too, Halloween. I'm wondering about Halloween. Like, I figure whenever the heck that comes, whatever month that's in this year now, I feel like trick-or-treating is going to be canceled, or at least the trick portion of trick-or-treating. Because I feel like once we get to Halloween, nobody is going to want any more tricks. We are going to be done with it. You know, folks are going to be just all in for treats. It's just going to be treats. So toothbrushes, you are on notice. I feel like it's your year. This is going to be the year every kid wants a toothbrush, you know, because no one's going to want any fucking tricks. Crazy. A lot of stuff's happening this year. I had to go for an EKG recently. Had to get the old heart checked out. I'm fine. It's just one of the fun day trips you get to go on after 40, which is super great. But I gotta say, it felt so good to show someone my boobs. It really did. Yeah, because I've been alone since March, so it was good to let the girls out, you know, be seen. That was really nice. Yeah. I asked the nurse, like, do you want to see anything else while I was there? And she said no, pretty abruptly, I have to say. A little jokey. But yeah, we're all worried about, you know, getting sick right now. We want to stay in the best of health, of course. And I gotta say though, I don't mind getting sick every now and then. I really don't, because it gets me closer to my goal weight. I'm just yeah. I got my tonsils out in my 20s, and after that tonsillectomy, I have never looked better. It was crazy. I looked really good because like I couldn't eat, so it was win-win. But I'll leave you guys with this. One thing I do enjoy about the online mics is the fact that I don't have to travel. Oh, never mind.
You guys.
Thanks, guys.
We got her in a tight ship. We got to
all good.
Coming up, you can finish all of that. Yeah, very, very funny. Our next comedian. Yeah, there she is. She's from Humboldt County. She runs an open mic sometimes on Sundays, and I think there's another night. It might even be Tuesdays. Please put your hands together. Welcome to your screen, Paula Maddox.
Tuesdays.
Hello. Sorry for my late arrival. Though truth be told, I've always wanted to be cool and be fashionably late. I left out the fashionably part, but I am late. So hey, there's that, right? So I try to use my comedy, you know, to be funny, obviously, but like to warn people. And after the mothering day I've had today, I just want people to know that it's hard out here for us mothers. For instance, kids are really sneaky, and you can't spank them anymore. So they're just not at least scared, you know, or have that respect fear. I don't know what you call it, but it's magic. So I've had to invent my own kind of magic, and I like to call it mama's magic. It's where I get the kids back in story form, you know. I like it. It makes me happy, you know, because I may not spank them, but I'll trick them, you know, I'll trap them because The hell not, right? So a few months ago, I had a kid who I found out was smoking weed, and it kind of upset me, you know, because he's 12, his balls hadn't dropped yet, like he's too young, you know. Sorry, just sorry. I know we live in Humboldt and all, and it's the cool thing to, you know, smoke the weed, but come on, man. So anyways, I find out he's got this weed on him, and I do everything I can to get it off of him. Like I interrogated him, I had his peers put pressure on him, you know, because neighborhood kids will do shit for a cookie, you know what I mean? Nothing was working. It really fucking pissed me off. So one day I decided to fake a phone call from the vice principal of the school. You know, they're dumb. What do they know? You know? So crazy. Yeah, I made that phone ring just for authenticity, you know, because my number one rule is to never look as dumb as the kids do. So going hard, you know? So I make the phone ring and I'm talking to the teacher and I'm like, okay, I'm sounding real somber, you know. I get off the phone and he's right on me, you know, because when I was on the phone, I looked over and he was looking right at me. And right then I knew he had busted himself, you know, like, you're going down. It's great. So he's right on me when I get off the phone. He's like, what's going on, Mom? I said, well, I don't know if you know, son, but the school's sending a K-9 unit tomorrow because that weed you got off the police chief's son, you know, and they got to get to the bottom of this. He goes, oh my God, Mom, what's going to happen? I said, well, if you can get that weed to me, I don't know if you know this, but every kid gets the one where your mom saves your ass. And I'll save your ass. So long story short, he brings me the weed, went to bed that night and I smoked it to my head and I had a massive panic attack because in parenting, when you get the kids, you're really just getting yourself. So take your birth control, stay safe and stay out the hood. Thank you for the time, Brooke.
Woo! Wow, keep it going for Paula.
Thank you.
Mike is awesome.
Annalise.
I have a mic tonight, by the way. Sorry.
And
Mic
Stephanie.
tonight, 9 o'clock.
And Alicia and Kelly and Chino and Alex and Spider and Lars and Carly and Zoe and KJ and Carmela and Natalie doing all that magic and Justin and Chino and Alex and Ralph. Yeah, we got through my list here. And we got Paula who showed up and Chino who showed up. So you guys know, do you know what that means? I was drum rolling, but I don't have a drum. Let me try
I
it again.
feel the need for speed.
So if I do some math, we got multiples 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. If we go the other way, 5, 10, 15, 20. That's like 20 minutes. We could do one, maybe two, maybe another speed round. We'll see what you guys are up to. If you don't want to keep going, you can just leave whenever you want. If you don't want to do a set, just turn your video off and you can listen. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you'll randomly get spotlighted. It'll just be like all of a sudden your turn. It's really fun. You're caught off guard. And then you might get cut off at the middle of your joke. You only have one minute. Okay? Okay. Ooh. On your marks. Get set. Go.
Do it.
Okay, jokes. Let's see. What's funny? Some people say I have pigtail energy. It might be because like maybe I'm skipping or it's like, is it like big dick energy? But like a girl, you just like want to grab on it and like pull. Okay, moderately funny. I looked up, I wanted to know the difference between nuts and legumes. So I looked them up, did some research. Nuts, turns out they only have one seed, just one. Whereas legumes, more interestingly, have several seeds. Yeah. So just to go with my lawsuit with Five Guys Burgers and Fries, they say they have nuts, but I've seen Five Guys in action. It's definitely a legume situation.
Hey, what's happening? Hey, has anybody ever invited you over to a barbecue and they tell you to bring your own meat? Mm-hmm. I'm like, did you invite me to the fire? You just invited me to the fire. I'm scared of the GPS system. I don't trust all the GPS systems. I used one the other night and I kept missing my turn. And I could feel the bitch getting frustrated with me, you know, because I made a wrong turn. She was like, damn, bitch, you should have turned back there. I was like, I don't know. It's just too violent. And then I was sitting in my car, after I put the, directions in. And all of a sudden she was like, bitch, let's go. I'm like, what are you, I'm sticking with Google. I feel safe. That's my time, y'all. My time.
Right before my oldest daughter was born, I was going to the hospital and I was taking these weekly classes for soon-to-be first-time dads, to the best of my knowledge. And the instructor didn't like me, and she said I wasn't taking her class seriously. And then she actually accused me of dropping the fake baby. And I want to be very clear that I did not drop the fake baby. First of all, I had both feet in, and second, I had possession of the fake baby when I hit the ground and maintained possession. That's a catch. They called it incomplete, like I play for the Bengals. The team, not the band. All right, that's good. Thank you.
That was funny shit, man. Holy gosh.
Dating as a comedian, especially just folks who see me and they know that I'm a comedian, they find out I'm a comedian. What's the first thing that we hear when people find out we're comedians? What?
Tell me a joke.
Tell me a joke. Tell me a joke. And I imagine hearing that on a date. Oh, tell me a joke. Well, guess what? My sister's pregnant again, and you work at Planned Parenthood. Do an abortion. There's a pregnant dog that I saw on the way here. No one is stopping you. You're a cop, you say. Well, shoot me in the back of the head now so I know it's real. Okay. I see I need to lighten that one up. That's a new one, by the way. Okay. Burn everything. Fuck Donald Trump. Good night.
Hey there. So I'm worried about when I get back onto the dating scene. Like, am I going to have standards after COVID? I really don't know if standards will exist after all of this is done. Like, what kind of questions, will I be asking a guy on a date? Will I be asking things like, hey, have you had a job in the past 6 to 12 months? Just wondering about that. Not that dating was any better before this. I remember the last time I was out, I was at a bar. There was a cute guy at the end of the bar and he had a black eye, and I like a challenge. So I asked him, I was like, buddy, how'd you get the shiner? And he's like, well, I work at a bar. I got involved in a fight. I was like, okay, great. And then he adds on, but my cock is fine. Was your penis the instigator in the altercation, sir? Like, I'm glad your cock was fine, but your manners aren't.
So I've decided now that wherever I travel, I judge the neighborhood by how clean your Dollar General is. Some of y'all got some really shitty Dollar Generals. I don't know about you. You ever see a new Dollar General and get mad that their sign lights up all the way? Yeah, I get jealous as hell. And I was driving through Indiana. I stopped at a Dollar General to get something to drink, and it was so many warning signs. I should have known better. Like, I walked in and it had metal detectors, so I should have known better. And then I saw, like, behind the cashier, and it's in that plastic case that they think is gonna like stop anyone from stealing shit. It had condoms, which are $1. So if you're buying one, you're having a baby. And then next to it had pregnancy tests for $1. And I'm like, well, if you're getting that, you're definitely having a baby. I was like, I shouldn't be here.
Hey.
Okay, this is my impression of a saint, a hero from a little known country called France. This is my impression of Joan of Arc. Bonjour. Freaking nailed it. I dare you to tell the difference. Okay. This is my impression of the late, the great Cleopatra. Okay. Cleopatra. That was so good. I gave myself chills. Okay, look at that. That's goosebumps right there. Where's Maverick? I don't know. That's how good that impression was. Thank you, guys.
All right, so I met your mom the other night. Yeah, all of your moms. I don't even care right now. Yeah, your mom is so fabulous that when I ate her out the other night, she squirted glitter. I got the first ever glacial, which if you put two and two together is a glitter facial. Unfortunately, I went to Planned Parenthood a few days later. It turns out I've got the first ever confirmed case of the glurpies. And so now I get to have the fun of spreading that everywhere I go, much like the love of glitter itself. I know, shit, that was under a goddamn minute. I'm doing good. It's still under a minute. You know what? Your mom is extra fabulous for giving me this time tonight. I'm not. There's probably some others out there tonight. So thank you guys. You unfortunately, you probably all have the glurpies for seeing me, because I can telepathically pass the glurpies on to anybody.
I think my edible just kicked in, so let's go with this joke. I used to sell weed in college. It's not a big deal. I was, basically a prohibitionist. I'm a historical hero in the making. Maybe, I don't know, a revolutionary, probably. I was definitely the Che Guevara for the Pink Floyd fans in my dorm. But yeah, it's different. I just started getting back into weed. I just like a couple months ago. Really, quarantine is why I started smoking weed again, and it's so different over it because when I sold weed, it was a serious fucking business. There was no smiles. It was a fucking business. And today, when I text my delivery service, they write back with heart emojis. I feel like I'm a cab driver and they're Uber. We went from not giving a shit about whether you live or die to please rate and review.
Hi. So I moved recently, and I actually moved back into an apartment I lived in before, and in this apartment that I'm in now is when I first got my cat. So as far as he's concerned, I just took him on an extended vacation in which all of my furniture also went with us, and we stayed with a fucking dog for 9 months, and then we came back to this apartment, and he was just like, that's the worst vacation ever. You made me live with a dog. What the fuck? Wow, that's under a minute. Cool. So I don't have any, you know what? I have a quick one-liner. I'm pansexual. I'm also a metalhead. It is way harder for me to come out as a metalhead than it is as pansexual for reasons I explained earlier in my set. And that's basically my time. Thank you guys.
Oh shit. Hello. Okay. So every day we are like wearing masks. So I've started believing that I am a surgeon actually, and I'm career, bread surgeon, skills, slicing, spreading, eating. Okay, that's it.
That's it. Okay.
All right, that's it. I have nothing else. I don't know. Is my time not? Is it still on?
Hey everybody. I think I broke my woofer. Do you guys know what your woofer is? It's that thing inside you, when you're taking a hit or you're about to hit that, you know what, and you're like, woo! I think I broke mine. I think I did too many Zoom mics too fast, And it makes me feel naughty, like I've been up to no good, I'm hiding from the kids and really hiding from the kids and I'm also binge watching Intervention show, and I think that's another sign of how far I've gotten, because I'm binge watching a show about addiction. Help! Oh my god, I've gone to the dark side. It's so So thank you. I don't know how long that is. Oh, it's not long enough. Oh, ain't that a fucking problem? Yeah, that's fun. I've had fun. I hope you have too. And I gave you your free money's worth. Have a good night.
Holla.
You're
Obviously,
muted. You're
everyone knows,
muted. Unmute yourself.
oh,
There you are.
Go, Nick.
So obviously, Bumble's been a dumpster fire lately. Last week, I actually got a text message that said, "Tell me something about yourself." Well, I'm a stand-up comedian. Ooh, I'm kind of sort of seeing a stand-up comedian, and he asked me not to see any other stand-up comedian. So sorry. And honestly, that is the most satisfying Bumble experience I've had in months and months and months. Pre-COVID, even in fact. That just restores my faith in the depravity of mankind. I really enjoyed it. That's all I want to talk about tonight. Thank you very much.
Depravity, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, like most of y'all, I'm fucking high as hell.
My man.
I got a true story. No, true story, no fucking lie. About a couple of weeks ago, I'm walking out the house, and my daughter says, "Poppy, where you going?" And I'm like, "I'm going to the store, and I'm gonna run some errands." And she dead serious. 4-year-old looks at me like this. So I'm confused, like, what happened? And she's like, "Poppy, you're not running nowhere." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Fuck you, little girl. I didn't say that to her, but I called her some more other names. But yeah, that's true story. My name is Chino with 2 N's. On all social medias at Chino Got Jokes. That's my time, everybody. Happy 4th of July.
Freedom. I look like a fat Sean Astin. So I just look like Sean Astin. I got a scale the other day, so I broke it in to pieces when I stood on it. I met my wife the old-fashioned way, AOL Instant Messenger chat. I grew up in a household where we didn't do jokes, we didn't do roasts. There was no sense of humor, no sarcasm, nothing at all. Grew up in a household with no sarcasm. It was super fun. We didn't have sarcasm. We did plenty of passive aggression. Lots of passive aggression. Lots of passive aggression to go around. But I would have thought you'd have known that by now. Thank you so much. It's been super fun.
Yeah.
All right.
I said, woo, 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 woo. I think that I got everybody.
No.
Not me.
That? Oh, Annalise. Woo! I'll just magically spotlight you.
Woo woo! Wasn't such a surprise. I was asked out by a sex offender recently, which is really icky, but at least someone thinks I look like a teenager. So dating, yeah, no. Instead of dating, I do stand up because you can't get knocked up doing stand up from using the wrong kind of lubricant. I mean, I just use the alcoholic lubricant in stand up. Works great every time. But in sex, you have to use the right lubricant. I mean, you can't use petroleum jelly. You got to make sure you're using Astroglide. I have a kid to prove that's not a mistake you want to make. All right. Thanks, guys.
This is as much as a surprise I was hoping. I was just like sitting here on the Zoom call, just like making faces, waiting for my turn. So that way, when it came up, it would surprisingly it'd be like, and then everybody laughed. So I guess I still got the effect. That's the thing about Zoom, right? We've been all on Zoom for different things, and sometimes the meetings can go on for a long time. And if there's like one where you have your camera on, you get to see how terrible you look. You get to see all your flaws, all the gaps in your eyebrows and everything. So I get bored and sometimes just make faces and see if anybody notices. Like,
That's the I
I've already gone.
That's what I thought. You didn't message me back. And then Natalie said she was underscoring and I didn't see an there. Now it's there. Maybe I missed off. How you guys doing? That was fun. Put your hands together for yourselves.
Thank you, Brooke.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Woo woo! Glad that all of you came, all these new faces, and all the people that I've seen all the time. I love seeing you again and again, week after week. We got another show in like 12 hours. So if you signed up for that, I'll see you pretty soon. Like you just get some rest, pretty yourself up and be ready to slay some more jokes. I always drop the list on Saturdays, so you can sign up for this every week. I'd love to have you back for sure. Thank you, Natalie. And
yes, thank you, Natalie.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye bye. Good night.
If for some reason someone drops out tomorrow, otherwise, like we did 33 comics in about two hours. I need to do 37 tomorrow, which I think will be fine if I just say in the next person and just go to that person. I won't do any of the on deck stuff. But yeah, otherwise it's full.
There's a rush the mic in the 24-hour thing.
Yeah, that's true.
There's one at like
rampantly.la, I think is the website. I'll post it in the backline comedy open mic Facebook page. But there's like mics all day, the whole 24 hours, right? And the one you're speaking of, do you know what time it is in the Eastern?
It's 7:30 Eastern time in the morning, 7:30 Eastern in the morning, and then there's a second version in the like evening. I forgot what time that is, but it's on the.
If you show up, you can maybe get on it.
Yes, if you show up, you can get on. It's just look at Rampantly.
All right. Good night, guys. Bye.
Good night. Thank you. You're so